Hello, it is IAREDARK. If you couldn't already tell, I like Christmas a lot. I share this with IR Smart. We both are very passionate about the Christmas holiday, and we love it. I really like what he's done with the decoration. Apparently this is what he did last year as well, just pretty much the same lights. However, I think it looks very impressive. Good on him. Also, he told me wearing a Santa hat is like a tradition sort of thing, so I figured that would be a fun idea to do. But, anyway, he gave me the opportunity to do the Christmas video for this year. There's definitely going to be more, don't worry. Today, I decided to go through my favorite Christmas movies, because I really like Christmas movies and Christmas songs and Christmas everything, counting down the days until December 25th. So today, I will be going through my favorite Christmas movies, along with a few honorable mentions. So I've got some note cards here. Is this up? I can't read this. Let me get a light 1 second. There we go. Oh, this is actually quite handy. Alright. So first up on the list, we have A Christmas Story. So this is a very popular movie. Pretty much it's played on regular television every day. No, not even every day. Only on Christmas Day for 24 hours a day. And they just play it on repeat over and over again. And that's what the channel does. 2 channels do this for an entire day. So pretty much every Christmas I watch this movie non-consecutively. I just watch it and I'm like, wow. So I can't actually tell you what the plot is about. I vaguely remember something about a Red Ryder BB gun or a leg lamp. I don't really remember. He says, "Oh fudge," and gets soap in his mouth. Then he gets triple dog dared, and some kid gets his tongue stuck to a pole. And then it's also in like the 1930s or something. And there's like a bunch of dogs that eat the turkey. And I don't really remember what the plot was about, because I've never actually sat down and watched this movie from start to end. I've only just seen every part mixed up in between opening presents. So that's all I can tell you. Next up on the list we have yes, The Polar Express. This is a good movie. Mostly because it's about trains, and I love trains. Trains are so cool. However, the animation is a bit weird. Looking back, it's an older movie. Animation is a bit kind of creepy at sometimes, if I'm being honest. And also, it's a plot about Tom Hanks taking a bunch of kids from their homes and putting them on a train to the North Pole, which is kind of weird if you think about it. But whatever, it takes place in Michigan, that's cool. So next up on our list, we have... Can't see it because it's dark in here. Elf by Jon Favreau. Yes, the same guy who directed Iron Man and The Mandalorian directed Elf with Will Ferrell. So anyway, this movie is very hilarious, iconic. I love watching it. Well, I love it, but I don't love watching it, because once you watch it like 10 times, it gets annoying. So yeah, I'd say watch this maybe a few times, and then don't watch it again so you don't ruin it for yourself. Anyway, next up on the list is... Oh yeah, The Grinch. There's like 3 of these, probably more. There's, the original animated one, which is like 20 minutes long. Very good, iconic, Dr. Seuss, love it. There's the not animated one with Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey, however, I hate that movie. It's too long and it just sucks. And then finally is the newest one with Benedict Cumberbatch, which I have not seen. So, I think it's good. Couldn't tell you. But anyway, yeah. Moving on. Next up we have Die Hard. This is 100% a Christmas movie. Fight me on it. It is a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas, therefore it is a Christmas movie. Anyway, next up on the list, we have Home Alone. This is a very funny movie about a child that gets left by his family because they forgot he existed. And then he spends the rest of his Christmas without his family, alone, until his house gets broken in by burglars who are incompetent. So he easily defeats them by laying toys around his house, to which they pretty much die. The burglars almost die. Then they come back in a sequel, where they're in New York, into which the family, again, forgets that their son exists. Starting to think it may not be a mistake after all, and probably is intentional. However, the kid gets to meet Trump. That's kind of cool, because it's in New York. But whatever. Also, the same burglars come back and then die again. But whatever. Anyway, next up on our list we have A Christmas Carol. This is based off the Charles Dickens book, and it's pretty good. There's like a couple different versions. There's like a live-action one, an animated one, whatever. I like the story. It's decent. You got the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future. They all come. They all say stuff. It is what it is. It's a decent movie. What's next? Oh yes, the Santa Claus with that guy. I can't remember who's in it, but anyway, it's like a guy. He's a dad. He kills Santa by accident, then becomes Santa because apparently that's how the line of succession works for being Santa Claus. And then he becomes fat and he's Santa, haha. Then there's a sequel where he doesn't become Santa for a while, and then he's back to Santa again, or something like. I don't even remember what happened in the second one. No, there's robots. There's a robot Santa. The third one, he stops being Santa, and Jack Frost becomes Santa. Yeah. And then he's back to Santa again. It's weird. It's a dumb plot. Anyway, moving on. We have next Jingle All The Way. Oh yeah, this one has Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jake Lloyd. So I was very confused as a child why young Anakin was hanging out with the Terminator. But I'm sure it's a decent movie. I have no idea what happened in it, but I just remember it being kind of good. So anyway, next up on the list. A Charlie Brown Christmas. It's pretty good. You know, it's very classic. But I'll watch it again once Apple takes their grubby little fingers off of it and puts it back on regular television. Anyway, moving on. We have Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman. I put these two together because they're pretty much the same movie. They're made by the same people. It's animated in the same way. They're both okay if, you know, you're like 5 years old. Whatever. They're okay. Anyway, moving on. We have Christmas Vacation. My personal favorite Christmas movie, and the best Christmas movie that has ever existed. Why, you may ask? 1, it's funny. 2, it's never not funny. 3, it's infinitely quotable. You can't not quote this movie. And 4, it's an accurate representation of how Christmas actually is. Everyone gets around with their family. Everything goes, you have this big, bold plan of how everything's going to go. The plan fails horribly. And at the end of the day, you're all yelling and screaming at your family. But it all works out because it's Christmas time. That's how it always goes. Gosh darn, I wish that it wasn't COVID times and we could have normal Christmas, but whatever. It's fine. It is what it is. We'll have it again one day. So anyway, next up I have a couple of honorable mentions. First up, honorable mention is every romance Christmas movie ever. I don't see how they make so many of these. I think there's more romance Christmas movies than any other kind, because they make like 20 of these a year, and they just keep making them over and over. They're also called like Hallmark movies or something. They all have the same plot. They're garbage. Don't watch them. Moving on, we have scary Christmas movies. This is an honorable mention because I only just now realized they exist. Apparently they are scary Christmas movies. Never would have thought of that. Haven't seen any of them, so I don't know what to tell you. And let's see. Last honorable mention, we have whatever garbage Netflix pumps out. Every year they come up with like Christmas, insert this word here, and they come up with a different word. They have a new big name actor in it, and it's probably about romance or some garbage. So probably should go into the romance category, but specifically because Netflix makes like 3 of these a year. So whatever. And with that concludes my list of movies. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you now are more informed as to what Christmas movies you should watch. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, bye.